Alright, we got 2 new chapter to cover, let's go, like and subscribe for more. We start this chapter at Charlotte Hotel's Seoul branch. A week has passed since Boss Hong's funeral and we see the president of Charlotte walk in the hotel and she is greeted by her servants. Servants tell her that they are having a big problem regarding those people. They are the 3 managers of Boss Hong and they have started to bang on the safe again, because these fools can't open the safe even with a key. Managers are struggling to open the safe because Boss Hong put a password on it. They believe that it's a test for them from Boss Hong, and so they are planning on using the power of Chainsaw Man. Nice reference. President sighs because she can't do anything about them because they are Mr. Hamaru's colleagues. She tells her servant to handle them discreetly and make sure it's out of sight. Servant tells her that there is another problem. This woman has started eating the guests' food and we are introduced to the glutton who devours all the hotel's food. President tells his servants that before she devours all the food like yesterday, they need to order some takeout, and we see the glutton. It's none other than the best girl, Kim Young. President thinks that although it was burdensome, it has been a long time since the hotel was this lively. All this mess and noise is bringing back a sense of peace, like the calm before a storm. Waifu visits the VIP room and is greeted by the guards as she walks in. We are told that Maru is doing well with his family. Nara sees the waifu and calls her sister and that she came at the right time. Their mother asks who's this and why is her daughter calling her sister. Waifu with a smile greets Naru. Naru all angry asks waifu what's going on. His brother isn't telling them anything. Waifu looks at MC and he shakes his head telling her not to say anything. Waifu thinks that there's no way Maru will tell his family anything. She thinks that how could Maru tell them that he's planning on fighting the World Organization to protect his family. We see that their mother is trying to get up to greet the president but Maru tells her to just lie down. Waifu tells Nara that MC is just worried about them and there's no need to stress over it, and she will do her utmost to help him. Mother thanks Waifu for helping Maru like this, and she asks Waifu to please take care of her son, as she got caught up in danger because of him. Waifu holds her future mother-in-law's hand and tells her to not worry, her son has been a great help to her. They are interrupted by a servant who tells them that there's a huge problem outside. Waifu asks him who's causing the trouble, and she is shocked and scared to hear the response. It's the voice chairman Shimun-gyu. He is drinking and playing with his whores, but it's annoying the other residents of the hotel. Scene shifts, and we are at the police station. Detective is looking at the case, bored, and thinks that Manager Hong of World Livestock is dead. Detective thinks that it was Manager Hong who was suspected to be the distributor of drug-laced ribs. The suspected Japanese facility for drug supply was burned down, and the house of a woman in her 50s who had a seizure due to the drugs collapsed, and the woman who was under treatment vanished without a trace. And now the members of World Organization are looking for one man, Hamaru. Detective wonders if MC is the perpetrator or the victim in all these interconnected incidents. The only information the police have is that MC appeared at Manager Hong's funeral with a woman. As Detective is busy in his thoughts, his subordinate enters the room and tells him that they found it. They've identified the woman who appeared with Maru. Subordinate asks that even the World Group's informants didn't know about her and he asks who is she? Detective smiles and drops his cigarette and states that it's Charlotte Hotel's president, Shimun Young. Detective figures out that if it's her then, she is the successor of Charlotte Group. Scene shifts, and we are back with Waifu. All annoyed and angry she asks what is vice chairman doing. This bastard is busy licking his girl and squeezing her boobs, while getting drunk. He looks forward and notices the president. Surrounded by big boob bimbos, he tells Waifu to join them and pour him a drink. President should know how to set the mood. MC, a bit annoyed, asks the waifu if he should kill him. Waifu tells her no, it's fine. As she picks up the wine bottle she states that she is the president and he is the vice chairman, and since the vice chairman wishes for it, she should pour him a drink, and so she pours, all over his brother's head and asks the bastard if it tastes good. She looks to the side and states that she turned a blind eye when his brother submitted to World Group, but now he's openly mingling with their dogs and we see Director Choy sitting on the side. Okay, things are about to go down. As Choy drinks he states that calling people dogs is rude. Waifu puts down the bottle and tells her brother that she understands if he is bitter, since their father intended to pass the group down to her, his younger sister after all, and as she stands tall over him she states that he is yearning to possess the chairman's seat, and bringing in enemies while their father is still alive. He can't even distinguish right from wrong anymore? And this is why their father appointed her as his successor, and we see the bastard brother sulking. He addresses his little sister and states that the wine is delicious. Maybe because it was poured by his little sister or perhaps by the president, but it's really good, and it's such a waste to drink it alone. He tells his whores to drink it with him but one of them wants to get him clean first. This piece of shit grabs and squeezes her mouth open and chugs the bottle down her throat, telling the bitch to just drink it. When he says so, he is literally assaulting her. He states that whether it's his sister or that guy, when the vice chairman gives an order, they should obey without talking back. he calls his sister and throws the bottle at her, asking if she thinks he's a joke. Waifu gracefully dodges the bottle. He gets in her face and asks, just because their father appointed her as the successor, did she already see herself as the chairman? He laughs in her face and states that their father is in a vegetative state, and until he dies, she can't inherit anything. Waifu calmly tells him to struggle all he wants, and warns him to always watch his back. Whatever he's plotting, she can do the same to him. Oh man, nice comeback. As these two are arguing, they hear someone laugh. It's Director Choy laughing his ass off. He states that it's heartwarming to see siblings getting along. Waifu smile at him and asks if Chairman Yuda In's dog could step outside. This is Charlotte's business, and asks if he's the Choi Young, the executive director of World Security Group. Choi gets angry and breaks the drinking glass in his hand and tells him that it's Chairman Ms. Yuda In, and he gets up in her face looking menacing. He tells her that young president seems to lack manners, and with his hulking hands he goes to grab Waifu, telling her that she needs some education, and we see a knife come for his hand from the side. It's our boy Maru, and he slices his hand and forces him to pull back. He turns around and tells Choi to get lost before he kills him, and he points his knife at him, looking ready to fight, and looking a bit jacked from before. Choi looks at him and then looks at his hand. There's a cut on it. He thinks that even though he tried to suppress him, Maru pushed him back and even moved forward. He thinks that Maru was more interesting than he thought. And as he licks his wound and powers up his arms, all laughing like a killer, he states that it'll be worth breaking MC. Oh man, I have been waiting for this fight, let's get right into it. Choi lunges at Maru with his claw-like hand and states that it'll be delicious to crush Maru. MC is pushed back from this attack and we see scratches appear on his arm. MC notices the injury and can't believe what happened. He is sure that he blocked the attack, but he still got injured. Choi, looking like a hunter, charges at MC and asks him if he is going to just stand there, and he tells MC to show him the skills that Juno taught him. MC looks at his hulking hand and wonders if Choi cut him with his bare hands. MC is scared of this hulking beast's monstrous grip. However, Maru thinks about Boss Hong, and compared to him, Maru holds his knife with a firmer grip and states that he can win. And what a cool panel, right? Other guests are getting worried that if this goes on, someone will die. Waifu apologizes for causing them discomfort and asks the guests to evacuate outside, and everyone will be provided with sufficient compensation for today's incident. Waifu looks back and thinks that Director Choi has been in Director Hong's shadow, but he's still one of the representative forces of World Group. Waifu looks at them fighting and wonders if Maru can beat him. Choi notices that Maru is using Four Eyes moves, and as he swings his claws, he tells MC that this won't be enough to satisfy him. MC dodges his attack and grabs a whiskey bottle, and starts attacking using Red Bull's technique. Choi notices it and attacks with his claw grip, breaking the bottle and injuring MC. He states that MC is more interesting than he thought. Maru quickly changes his grip and starts using Kim Yang's technique. At this point he's using everything he has learned. Choi manages to parry the knife and states that Juno must have really cared for Maru because he taught him all these different skills. But skill, these are just tricks, and he claws MC, pushing him back into a table. Choi asks what's going on. Is that all Juno taught him? He didn't teach him anything more. In the middle of the fight, Choi lights his cigarette and states that it's absurd that Maru managed to kill Juno with these skills. MC throws a table at Choi while he smokes and wonders what Juno saw in this little punk. MC thinks that Choi might be stronger than Boss Hong, but he can still win, and he runs forward, hides behind the table, and is about to attack. He thinks that if he can somehow create some distance, but Choi breaks the table and asks, wasn't Maru going to show him something? And as the claw is coming for MC, Choi asks, is that all he got? And with a swift tiger-like slash he attacks Maru and calls him a disappointment. Maru is injured, he coughs and drops to his knees. Choi states that looking at Maru's poor skills, he didn't kill Juno, but Juno let Maru kill him. Choi can't believe that Juno died for someone like Maru. It could be that he was getting senile in his later years. MC tries to get up, and as he charges at him he tells Choi to shut up. Choi readies his claw and mentions that the thing Juno wasn't able to teach him, he will teach Maru, and he attacks Maru with an open palm claw-like attack, and it's not done. He grabs onto Maru using his claw and rotates him, wounding him greatly with sort of like a Rasengan attack, and he tells Maru that this is a real skill. Maru is hurt bad and coughs blood. Choi is amazed that Maru was able to tank that. He must be feeling a burning pain in his heart. Choi is surprised, and tells MC that it's rare to find a guy with his kind of spirit. He asks if this spirit of his is what made Juno like him. Maru finally talks back, stating that Choi has a lot to talk about him. All injured, Maru mocks him that he too has heard a lot about him, like this pitiful one-eyed bastard used to be treated so well before. On hearing this, Choi gets angry. His veins start popping and he drops the cigarette, calls MC a son of a bitch, and hits him with a raising uppercut claw attack. Maru's stomach is pushed back just like we saw in Piccolo vs Android 17 in Dragon Ball Z. Maru is fucked, it's like he was hit by a massive Rasengan. Without giving MC time to recover, Choy strikes again and asks what the fuck does Maru know about him. Choy yells that wanted to be the one to kill Juno, and as he pounds Maru he tells him that he didn't deserve to kill him. MC is now sure that this bastard is too strong. While getting clobbered, MC thinks that in power, speed, experience, and skill, he's getting overwhelmed in all of these aspects, even when he promised himself that he'd protect his family, but he didn't know how many more people are going to be there who are as strong as Choy. MC wonders if he'll be able to protect his family. What should I do to become stronger? MC thinks. As Choy is about to finish him, he states that Maru only knows how to run his mouth, and looking like a one-eyed monster he tells Maru to just fuck off already. Bastard brother on the side is cheering Choy, telling him to kill Maru. If he kills him, it'll be over for waifu, and if he becomes the chairman, he'll give them the shares as promised. But this piece of shit is stunned to see some fucker standing next to Choy. Choy stops his attack and states that he sees him often these days. Fucker apologizes if he bothered him. It's the detective and he tells him to keep going, and he'll also continue doing what he's planned, and points his gun at Choy. Detective tells him that if he kills a person in front of the police, he's going to kill him too. Choy backs up with his hands up asking why would the detective kill him. He was only teaching his junior some new tricks. Bastard brother is pissed and tells the cops to mind their own business and fuck off. They were at the climax. He is so angry that he is ready to take his clothes off. Officers asks what should they do with this bastard. Should they charge him with obstruction of official duties? Detective tells him to leave him. He's not the target today. As he puts his gun back, he states that Director Choy, you seem to have grown old too. A young kid managed to land a blow on you. Choy looks down and we see that he too was hit by a Rasengan-like attack. Choy wonders when could it be. Even his shirt was ripped, and there are scratches on his body. He wonders that a skill Maru has just seen once. He used it immediately, when he was hit by the uppercut. Now he figured out that all those other skills, no one taught them to him, he copied them. Choy is sure that Maru is a fucking interesting guy. And he wonders if that's why Juno liked him so much. And we see that Maru is the one in handcuffs. He's getting read his Miranda rights and other officers are holding him up. And we are told that all messed up Maru is getting arrested on suspicion of murder. Holy shit, I was not expecting this. See you all in the next chapter.